think I'm live. I hope I'm live. I'll get started in just a minute. I'm trying to check something out real quick. Okay, hey guys, this is Carrie. If this is working, if you can see, hear me, and all that good stuff, just put something in the comments so I know you're here. This is my first time going live on my like this, so I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. You can hear a little bit of feedback from me. All right, well, there's 3 people watching. That's funny. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and start. This is for the contest I did for the tribute cards trading card set. Going to include some people in the set. I'm going to start off. I'm going to give people a minute to get here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off by naming the people that are already in the set. And there are a few people on here that I'm going to name that I haven't confirmed yet. Other people have been in contact with me, so it could change a little bit, but this is at least what I think, or who I think is going to be in the set. Brian Clark, he's a buddy of mine from Kansas. He's my personal favorite Elvis tribute artist. I've known him for almost 20 years. He's a terrific guy. He only really does the tent in an event called Sheffield Remembers. He has a regular job. He has a terrific Elvis voice. Brian Clark, so you should look him up online. Then Scott Michael McDonald, he performed at the tent from either 2003 or 2004 through 2016 when he passed away, unfortunately. Colin Paul from the UK, he's number 3. And also, I want to point out that the first 25 cards have been done. Those numbers are locked, and I've also locked card number 42 and card number 50. So the other numbers are still open, so when I call out a number, that isn't necessarily that person's card number. Those numbers could change. All right, where I left off, I believe was the 4th one. That was Brooke Wright from the group BAM. They perform at the 10 every year. Then you guys are going to know this next one. He's a huge tribute artist. He tours all over the world. Ted Torres. Then Nick Perkins, Richard Wolf, Jason Griffith from, I believe this next guy's from Australia, Jack Gatto. I've got my cheat sheet here. Then somebody from the Sheffield Remembers event, which is an event that I shoot every year. I do the DVD for them. His name is Gene Hodge. Then Todd Bodenheimer. Then Liam Grasso. And the next one is his father, Vince Grasso. I met Vince at the tent a couple of years ago. I did an episode of my web series ETAs on him. And so I decided to include them, or ask them, and they said yes. Next up, a lot of you guys are going to know this guy. He's performed at the Rock and Roll Cafe for years, Michael Cullifer. Then Danny Frazier. He performs at Sheffield every year, and he does the tent sometimes too. Then the guy who runs the tent, couldn't have a set without having him, Danny McCorkle. He's been doing Elvis since, I believe, the 70s, long time. Then Jamie Ravis, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Up next, Duke Mason. Then Tony Nance, everybody calls him Cowboy. And then another guy, this guy got his start at the tent when he was a little kid. He's still performing today. He does the $1 Million Quartet, Kayvon. Then Josh Davis. And then I just added this next guy a couple of days ago, Travis Powell. I did an episode of my web series ETAs on him as well. Then from Texas, Donald Biden. And then another new addition, Stuart Chapman, just added him. And then number 25 is one of the biggest tribute artists there is, Cody Ray Slaughter. He's a buddy of mine. I mentioned this to him at Elvis Week, and he just started laughing. Then next up is Austin Irby. Then the next guy is a really big tribute artist, but I had never seen him perform until the birthday celebration, Doug Church. Doug Church is number 27, or that possibly will be his number. He's in the set anyway. Then Moses Snow, he's another guy from Texas. Then from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee is Robert Kiefer. Then a young guy who's been doing really, really good the last few years. He's doing shows all over the place. Riley Jenkins. And from the UK, Mario. Then another guy, Taylor Rodriguez, is number 32. I met him. He got up to do open mic at the Tent in, I believe it was 2013, and he did a great job. And now he's one of the best around. He's doing shows all over the place. Next up is a friend of his, Cody Delnath. He's a real nice guy. I did a podcast with him this last Elvis week. Then the next one is a young guy. I just met him Elvis week before last. Mansour Spears. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, but anyway, it's the best I can do. Next up is one of Cody's buddies. He does a lot of shows with Cody, Brad Mitchell. Then a guy that I met at the Tent about 10 years ago, Don Adams. Super nice guy. Then a lot of you guys are going to know this guy. He does a lot of shows with Mary Jo and a lot of other shows in Memphis. Robert Washington. Then Victor Trevino Jr. Just added him a few days ago. The next guy is another really popular guy. Just added him to Diogo Light. Then Casper Slee. And let's see, the next one is Alex Mitchell. I haven't spoken with him, but a friend of mine contacted him about being in the set. Next up, number 42 is a good buddy of mine. I followed him on tour for 2 years shooting a documentary called This is Franz. His name is Franz Govarts. And then number 43, we're almost there, so don't worry, is Chris Drummond from Australia. And then the next one is the guy, I haven't spoken to this guy yet either. A friend of mine contacted him. He's the person who won the contest last year, Mr. Ben Thompson. I'm hoping that he's gonna be in there. And the number 50, the person that's going to end the set, is another friend of mine I've known for almost 20 years. He's a guy who performs at the Tent and does a lot of other shows. He also won the contest years ago. His name is Dean Z. Now, on to what you guys are seeing here, or the reason you guys are here. All right, you want to know who got the most votes. Okay, I'm going to do the top 5. Now, stick around to the end because I have something I want to say at the very end. If I call your name out as number 5, don't slam the internet down and go away. So, all right, here, let me get my list. I've got 2 lists here, and I got the wrong one in my hand. In 5th place, with the 5th most amount of votes, with 83 votes, is John Cobb. Really good, John. You did a really good job. In 4th place, with 120 votes, this is the person who had a third of the votes that were in my private message. It was crazy. It was one after another. See if I got his name right, Patrick Perrone. You did a very, very good job. In 3rd place with 173 votes, I gotta see if I'm saying this right too, Jason Alfano. So very good job, 173 votes. That's incredible. In 2nd place with 246 votes. This guy had votes. I mean, I would go through a page and it would be nothing but this person's name over and over and over. So with 246 votes, in 2nd place is Radney Pennington, which means with 260 votes, Gib Maynard is 1st place. Now, like I said, don't go away because here's what I'm doing. I have 2 things I want to announce before I end this podcast. Congratulations to everybody. You all did a great job. No matter how many votes you got, just be proud of yourself. You're doing a good job by keeping the music out there. But here's what I want to do. Today was the cutoff day, and there's a lot of people I contacted about being in the set, and they didn't get back in touch with me, so I had a little bit of extra room. So I'm going to be adding, not only is Gib and Radney getting a place in the base card set of 50 tribute artists here, I'm also going to be adding Jason Alfano, Patrick Perrone, and John Cobb. All 5 of you are going in the base set. And that's not it. Don't hang up yet. I mean, don't go away yet. I have one more thing I want to say. I'm also doing a set of some insert cards. Now, insert cards are a little different than the base set. What I'm going to do on them is I might put 2 or 3. If somebody gets a set of cards, I might put 2 or 3 of the inserts. Because where there might be, if there's 100 of the base sets, there might only be 10 or 20 of the insert cards. Probably going to be closer to 20. But what I want to do is I want to do an insert card as well on both Gibb and Radney. So you guys will have 2 cards instead of just 1. So anyway, thanks a lot for participating. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like this page or subscribe to it, whatever you do on YouTube. This is where I post. I post my short films. You guys, they're not. Most of them aren't Elvis related, so you may not care about that. But I also do a lot of interviews with people in the Elvis world and different celebrities. So anyway, thanks a lot for participating in this. I appreciate it, and make sure that the 5 of you send me 4 good quality photos, and I also need your hometown, the year you began your tribute, and I also need a couple of career highlights. You can send that to outlawfilmproductions@gmail.com. That's outlawfilmproductions@gmail.com, and I need those by Friday. I'm going to be editing these this weekend, so I need all this by Friday. So thanks a lot, guys.